One thing that I make a bunch of for the Renaissance Fair, and I always sell a bunch of them, is conch horns. So I have a bunch of shells that I've collected over the year specifically to make into conch horns, this being one of them. Already made a couple. Grab this really quick. This is a melon volute that I turned into a horn. Very unique sound. So I figured I would show how I make them. So to start, I'm going to go over to my tile saw because it is very hard to cut into conchs. They are very, very, very strong. And I will cut the tip off right about there. And I'll come back right after I do that. There. Now, as you can see, the tip has been cut off. So now I need to come in with my rotary tool and kind of dig out that inner spiral. And at the same time, I need to make that mouthpiece about the diameter of about a 10-cent piece. And from there, just rounding over the tip to make sure it's nice and flat, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So if I zoom in on this now, you should be able to see that I've smoothed everything over, and I actually intentionally leave a little kind of a ball at the bottom of that cone. And other than cleaning everything up, that's actually all there is to it. That would be a boring video if I was just showing you how to, make a conch horn, but the main point of this video that I wanted to show is that every single shell that you could choose, type of shell or size of shell, actually have a completely different sound. So this is a relatively small queen conch. So if I've done my job right, it should sound like pretty cool, huh? Alright, so here's that one. That's a good demonstration. Now, let's see what a bigger one will sound like. So here's this one that I just did. And now let's try this one. Look at the color in that thing. And this is probably too big. My blade only comes up about that much, so I'm not going to reach the tip of that one with my tile saw, so I will have to put on a cutoff wheel on my rotary tool and cut it off that way. So let's get to it. First though, just look at the color on this one. Absolutely gorgeous, and it doesn't have that big crack in the back, so it is perfect. Alrighty. Alright, this thing was battling me while I was cutting, and I could not figure out why. I actually cut down farther than I thought I needed to. I haven't even broken through yet, so we're actually going to cheat and walk over to my diamond plate, and we're going to grind down instead of cutting this way, because I feel like it will go way faster. Alright, I have arguably cut some pretty weird stuff on that before, but this probably takes the cake. But anyway, as you can see now, that is a pretty thin layer, so I can go back to the rotary tool and carve out the shape the way I did the last one. And here that one is. Look how pretty that shell is. Nice excavated mouthpiece. And that one should be much deeper. Hold on for a sec. The sound difference between the big one and the tiny one is crazy. On an unrelated note, I made a bunch of these pearl dragons, and I think they look awesome. I thought they'd be perfect for the Renaissance fair, considering, you know, I love doing these. You may remember these from my first video. The pearl dolphins, but dolphins aren't really Renaissance-y. I don't know if you knew that, but dragons are much more Renaissance-y. Alrighty, now that those are done, I think I'm going to make a whelk horn. Picked this one because it actually comes out a good way. Pretty shell. And they have a much different sound, so I'll cut the tip off and get going on it. And here is the lightning whelk. Obviously I have to go through and clean all the dust out. But it has a much different sound compared to the other two. It's much more like a trumpet. Hey there everyone. So it totally is not several weeks later, and I totally didn't realize while editing the video that I forgot to actually teach you how to blow a conch in the first place. So here's me doing that. I've got my conch right here, and you're basically going to purse your lips like you would if you play trumpet. So that's the kind of motion you're going for. And when done right, just like that. Other than that, I hope you found this video helpful or entertaining in any way. Go ahead and leave a like if I deserve it. Subscribe if you want to see more random shell, wood, and rock related stuff. And as always, I have left the links to my Instagram and Facebook in the description. So, see you soon.